That ending is bone chilling the second time around. It is giving me children's pajama shirt vibes. I am now 2 for 2 with surprise guests at midnight release parties. The main character just doesn't know how to play the long game. The sudden and intense urge to read a sports romance struck. Hi everyone, welcome to a long weekend in my life reading and life vlog. I wanted to film this video to show you what a regular weekend in my life looks like when I have plans and some downtime to myself. Before we start, my name is Emily, I'm 27 years old, and I absolutely love books and reading. So let's get into it. This long weekend, I have some plans, like I said, and I have some downtime, so I hope to start at least one new book and finish one that I'm almost done with right now. It's Saturday morning right now, and today I have some household chores to do. I have a nail appointment in a little while. I might meet a friend for some coffee later. And then tonight my fiance and I are going to start Severance Season 2 and order some dinner together, I think. So today's going to be a good day, but in the meantime, I'm going to pick the book that I want to start in this video. I posted a poll the other day, actually, between Foxglove by Adeline Grace and When in Rome by Sarah Adams. I think I'm personally leaning towards Foxglove because I really want to get to the next book in this series this winter. It's called Wisteria and the cover just gives winter vibes. But I did meet Sarah Adams a few weeks ago for her event at Barnes & Noble Union Square for the release of Beg, Borrow, and Steal. So I'd be happy with both. Let's take a look at this poll. Okay. So it looks like Foxglove won the poll, so that's what I'll start at some point today or tomorrow. And I'm also currently listening to Iron Flame right now, so I'll probably be listening to that throughout this video as well and trying to finish up before Onyx Storm comes out this Tuesday. So I'm going to make some breakfast now, clean up my apartment a bit, and do some other stuff, and then I'll check in. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I got Invisalign the other day. I don't have it in right now, but my mouth hurts so bad, and I feel like I can only eat like oatmeal and soup and stuff like that. I tried to eat a bagel yesterday and it just did not go well. So hopefully that starts to feel better soon, but I think I'm going to have to make like oatmeal or something for breakfast still because I can't really eat. So let's check in a little while. It was supposed to rain today for my walk to my nail appointment, and I'm a little upset. I was really looking forward to this walk, but I have Iron Flame on audio, which makes it a little bit better. Okay, hello again, I'm back. I had no idea it was supposed to rain today. I guess I just didn't check the weather, but I went on my walk to get my nails done and I was listening to Iron Flame while I was walking. And overall, I think I'm really liking Iron Flame the second time around on audio, much more than when I read it the first time when it first came out. I know a lot of people have a lot of opinions on this book, but I think it's pretty solid. My main gripe is really that the main character just doesn't know how to play the long game, and I really just want to shake some sense into them. But I think listening to it is making it seem a bit more understandable in their perspective than when I read it the first time around. Overall, I am enjoying being back in this world with the dragons and the high stakes and the romance, and it's definitely building my hype for Onyx Storm. I just got to one of the main plot twists towards the end that I kind of completely forgot about, so I'm glad I'm rereading this before Onyx Storm because I think I would have forgotten a bunch of things. I haven't started Foxglove just yet, but I am going to get to that later tonight, probably after dinner. Foxglove is the second book in the Belladonna series, which is a YA fantasy, and it follows the character Signa and a personification of death and their relationship. And according to the back of this one, it follows the same characters, but fate kind of like steps into the picture and he's looking for revenge on death. I've been putting this one off, but I've heard really good things about the third book in this series, Wisteria, and I'm trying to get to that one before the end of winter because I've heard that like the winter aesthetic in that book is really good. So I want to get to that before winter's over. So overall, today was just like the perfect day of getting a few things on my list done and doing some things that I enjoy, like getting my nails done. And now my fiance and I are just going to relax together and order some Chinese food, I think, and start Severance Season 2. So I will see you all tomorrow. Sunday, and last night I started Foxglove after we watched the first episode of Severance Season 2. No notes on that episode, by the way, and I can't wait for the next episode in Season 2, so if you like Severance, let me know in the comments because I am obsessed with that show. But back to a reading update. About 20 pages into Foxglove, the sudden and intense urge to read a sports romance struck, and I downloaded Play Along by Liz Tomford. I am a mood reader at heart, and I have to follow my heart. And I think it's because it's game day, the Eagles are playing, and I'm feeling like the sports energy in the air. So I have that one on my Kindle now, and I started it last night. Tonight we are headed to my fiance's parents' house for dinner and the game, and we might get snowed in there, so we could have a location change for tomorrow morning. But anyway, Play Along is so good so far. I'm about 20% in, and I'm obsessed. I feel like this is one of those books that you can just devour in like 2 or 3 sittings. This one follows Kennedy, who has dreams of being the lead doctor for a professional sports team, and Isaiah, who is one of the starting players on the team that Kennedy works for. Unfortunately, Kennedy's boss is extremely sexist, so even though Kennedy is a full-on doctor, he hires her to be an athletic trainer, which is still a great job, obviously, but she is very overqualified for it. I haven't actually read any of the other books in this series, so I'm definitely going out of order, but from what I can tell so far, this can definitely be read as a standalone, so I think that's okay. We are about to head out, and I'll come back later with a reading update. Back to my apartment. We did end up getting snowed in at my fiance's parents' house after the game last night, and we stopped at a diner this morning before we headed back. So we're just getting back, and I'm getting ready for the event I'm going to tonight. I do have a quick reading update. First, I'm absolutely loving Play Along. Isaiah, the male main character, is literally perfection. He is literally all love languages in one person. And I also really like Kennedy's candor and her tenacity. So their relationship is just awesome, and this book just feels like a breath of fresh air. I'm currently on chapter 20, I think, which is about 54% in. Yeah, 54%. And I just am really loving it. And because I'm reading this on my Kindle, I feel like I might have to pick up a hard copy because I like it so much. I can do that tonight at the event I'm going to, I think. Now that I've read this one, I think I do have to backtrack a little bit and read the earlier books in this series. I know I did say that this could be read as a standalone, but honestly, all of the relationships between the other characters in this world are kind of confusing if you don't have the context of the other books, but it doesn't take away from Isaiah and Kennedy's story. But overall, I think the context of the other books would be good to go into this one with. So I do think I am going to backtrack and read the other 3 books in this series that are currently out. And that leads me to my Iron Flame reread. I now have about an hour left, and like I said yesterday or Saturday, I can't remember, I am liking this book more the second time around. I am just sitting down to finish the audiobook because tonight I am heading to an Onyx Storm midnight release party at the Ripped Bodice in Brooklyn with some of my friends. And if you don't know what the Ripped Bodice is, it is a romance-only bookstore in Brooklyn, and it is such a fun and safe space for book lovers, and I just love going there. So I'm really excited, and that's where I hope to pick up a copy of Play Along while I'm at that event, because usually you can shop and browse while you're at events at that bookstore as well. The other problem is my friends and I had ordered matching sweatshirts, and unfortunately they didn't come in time, so I'm pretty upset about that. But because we don't have matching sweatshirts to wear, I thought it would be fun to make some friendship bracelets for us instead. And I was going to work on those while I finish the audiobook and get ready. A few thoughts on Iron Flame first. I am listening to the graphic audiobook for this reread. I do really like the sound effects and how there's a full cast of characters, but there's definitely times when it's a little too graphic if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Overall though, I would recommend the graphic audiobook. I think it's kind of fun and it adds another layer to the story. I do like this series, but I feel like we have to bend over backwards sometimes to make a few things make sense. And I know this is a fantasy, so it doesn't totally have to make sense, and it doesn't completely bother me, but I do notice it. For example, the riders aren't allowed to bond with a dragon if that dragon has already bonded with someone in their family, but a certain main character can. So I don't know why that character is allowed to. I'm sure there's a reason, but I feel like that reason is a little too convenient. But again, at the end of the day, it's a fantasy book. It's not a bad book, and I'm not going to just like not like the book because of that. I am going to start the audiobook now while I finish these bracelets, and then we'll check in when I'm done. I just finished, and that ending is bone-chilling the second time around as well. I'm still kind of confused about what exactly happens at the end and like all of the intricacies that go into like the wards and how they're powered and everything. So I think I'm going to try and find like a guide on Instagram or something that somebody explains those things to make it a little easier for me to understand. I don't know why. There's just something about this series that I can't wrap my brain around, when it's not like the most complicated fantasy book I've ever read, but there's just something about this. Like I said earlier, I feel like there's parts that we're bending over backwards to explain, and I feel like the ending of this book is bending over backwards to explain itself. So I think I just need to read a guide, and then it will all kind of like click into place before I start Onyx Storm after the midnight release tonight. But overall, I just finished the ending, bone-chilling again. I have no idea where we're supposed to go from here. I don't know. I finished a few friendship bracelets now. I made one that says silver one and one that says scribe, and I made this one gold. I made violence, and I made this one orange because of the oranges. And then I made one that says fourth wing and one that says Zayden. So I'm gonna try and make a few more before I leave tonight, but I do have to start getting ready. It's 5:15 and I probably have to leave by 6 o'clock. So I'm going to change and get ready. I'm not really sure what to wear because our sweatshirts didn't come. I do have another shirt that I got a few months ago that says Bazgayeth on the front, but I feel like it kind of looks like a children's pajama shirt. So I'm going to try and see if I can style it to make it look a little better. But I don't know, I was really looking forward to wearing that sweatshirt. So I have to try and figure out what I'm gonna wear and then get ready to go and meet my friends for dinner before the event. So I'm going to go do that, and we'll check in a little while. Okay, so this is the shirt. I don't know why, but it is giving me children's pajama shirt vibes. I think it's the material, but I think I have like a belt on and some skinny jeans, and I'm gonna put like black tall boots on, so I think it'll be fine for tonight. I am still pretty disappointed though about the sweatshirt not being here. And I also forgot that there was another chapter at the end from Zayden's point of view, so I didn't actually finish it in my last clip. Now I'm finished with it, and again, my thoughts still stand, bone-chilling ending, but the narrator in the graphic audiobooks for the Venin and the Dark Wielders is actually like kind of comical. They do it like super over the top. So in that last chapter, the narrator for was kind of funny to listen to. It wasn't as serious as I thought that scene would be. But I am totally finished with that audiobook now. I have to leave in about 15 minutes to get to dinner before the event, and I'll check in with you again later. It's now Tuesday after work and I'm just sitting down to start Onyx Storm. I am so excited. The event last night was really fun and it really got me hyped up to read Onyx Storm. Also, by the way, this is the t-shirt that I had ordered as a backup in case our sweatshirts didn't get delivered. So obviously our sweatshirts didn't get delivered, and then this one didn't get delivered till this afternoon. So unfortunately I wasn't able to wear either of those things last night, but I am reading this now for the beginning of Onyx Storm, and I feel like it matches the cover really well, so it's kind of setting the mood for me and I'm very excited for it. I did want to say thank you to the Ripped Bodice. The event last night was really fun. It was cute. They had like trivia and games and you were able to shop around the store. They had like lots of like themed candles and they had like stickers and everything. There was just a fun energy around and a lot of book lovers and fangirls there. So it was a really good experience to be there for that. I did end up getting a little overstimulated while I was there. There were, like I said, a lot of people, which was great, but was just a little overwhelmed. So I didn't actually end up buying anything else. So I didn't end up getting the copy of Play Along that I wanted. But that's okay. I can go back anytime and I would love an excuse to go back to that store, so I'm perfectly okay with that. Also, I am now 2 for 2 with surprise guests at midnight release parties. So last January at the midnight release for House of Flame and Shadow, I was at Book Club Bar in the East Village in Manhattan, and my friends and I were kind of joking around and we were like, what if Sarah J. Maas shows up? Because we knew that she was going to be on the Today Show the next day. And what do you know? She ends up surprising Book Club Bar. She came and she spoke to everyone and we took pictures and it was just so surreal. The energy in that room was just so high. Everyone was so excited. It was one of my favorite memories of 2024 and I'm so thankful that we picked that event to go to because it was just so much fun. And then last night at the Ripped Bodice, they had said that a special guest was coming out and I knew it wasn't going to be Rebecca Yarros because I knew that she wasn't in New York, but I was like, who could this be? And they brought out the narrator who plays Violet in the graphic audiobooks. And she read the first page of Onyx Storm, which was really cool because I had just finished the Iron Flame graphic audiobook, so it was literally just like a continuation right into Onyx Storm, and I saw the first page live, so that was really fun. And a nice surprise. And it was like a nice low-key surprise because when Sarah J. Maas came to Book Club Bar last year, it was like chaos. Everyone was so excited. So this was just like a nice low-key, cool surprise, and it just was like even better because I had just finished the graphic audiobook of Iron Flame. So I'm going to get started with Onyx Storm now. I'm so excited, and I'll definitely have to give my thoughts on Play Along in another video because that book is giving me 5-star feelings, but I'm just going to kind of keep reading it in between parts of Onyx Storm. Like I'll probably bring it on my commute because I don't want to bring my special edition of Onyx Storm onto the train tomorrow. So I will give an update for Play Along in another wrap up or something because I really do like that book and it's giving me 5-star feelings. And maybe I'll even do a like spoiler filled Onyx Storm reading vlog if you guys would like that. Let me know in the comments if that's something that you would be interested in. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Please do all those YouTube things like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.